Do not ask this question at dinner. Who loves you more, mom or dad? The room will get quiet, very quiet. Mom may smile, dad may smile. But behind the smiles, two grown adults have suddenly entered the Olympics of emotional danger. Because every kid understands the question. You want to know who would run faster if you cried? Who would wake up first if you had a bad dream? Who would give you the last fry, even if they said they were not hungry, which was clearly a lie? So it feels like a love question. But nature answers it in a much weirder way. Nature does not pull out a heart-shaped scoreboard. Nature does not say, Mom 9 points, Dad 7 points, baby confused. Nature asks a colder question. Who can keep the baby alive? That is it. Not who writes the nicest birthday card. Not who says I love you with the softest face. Who warms the baby, feeds the baby, carries the baby, hides the baby, guards the baby, cleans the baby, and stays close when the baby is basically a potato with feelings. That work is called parental care. And in animals, parental care is not always sweet. It is expensive. It costs food, sleep, time, safety, body fat, and sometimes the parent's entire weekend, except the weekend is winter in Antarctica and there is no couch. So who does the care? The answer is annoying. It depends. Because every baby comes with a bill, not a money bill, a life bill. If a parent keeps a baby warm, that parent may get colder. If a parent feeds a baby, that parent may stay hungry. If a parent guards a nest, that parent may be the one a predator sees first. If a parent carries a baby, that parent cannot run, hide, hunt, or relax as easily. So nature keeps asking the same blunt little question. Who can pay this bill and still survive? Sometimes the answer is mom. Sometimes the answer is dad. Sometimes the answer is everyone here, please report to the baby department. In many mammals, mom does a huge amount of the early work. This is not because nature held a meeting and said, moms are nicer. It is because mammal babies usually start inside the mother's body, and after birth, they often need milk. Milk is a big deal. For a tiny mammal, milk is not a snack. Milk is breakfast, lunch, dinner, emergency soup, and emotional support in liquid form. So in many mammals, mom arrives with the built-in food machine. The baby looks around and says, I know where I am going. Dad may help in some mammal species. He may guard, bring food, carry, babysit, or stay near the family. Humans, wolves, some monkeys, some rodents, and some other mammals can have important father care. But across mammals, dad care is much rarer than mom care. That sounds like mom wins. But wait, birds walk in and ruin the simple answer. Many baby birds hatch in a nest as tiny screaming mouths. They cannot shop. They cannot cook. They cannot even politely wait. They just open their beaks like tiny yellow trash cans and demand more bugs. One bug, another bug, more bugs, wrong bug, bigger bug. If you are a bird parent, your baby is basically a featherless boss who pays in screaming. So in many bird species, both parents work. One parent flies out, the other guards the nest. Then they switch again. Then the baby opens its mouth like it has never seen food in its life, even though it ate 9 seconds ago. This is where dad can matter a lot. In birds, fathers are often not just standing nearby looking official. They are feeding, warming, guarding, and doing the tiny bug delivery route. But then emperor penguins arrive and make everyone look lazy. An emperor penguin mom lays 1 egg. 1, not a basket, not a carton. 1 freezing, important egg. Then she carefully gives it to the dad and leaves to find food in the ocean, and dad stays. In Antarctica. In winter, with the egg on his feet, he cannot put it down because the ice can kill it fast. So he covers it with a warm fold of skin and stands there holding the baby egg like the world's most stressful potato for about 2 months. He does not go grocery shopping. He does not order noodles. He does not say, actually, I have plans. He stands in the cold, huddles with other dads, and waits. By the time the chick hatches, he may have fasted for months. That is not a dad joke. That is dad as a living egg heater. So does dad win? Not yet, because the ocean has opinions. Meet the seahorse. In seahorses, the female puts her eggs into a pouch on the male's belly. The male fertilizes the eggs inside the pouch. Then he carries them. He gets pregnant. Then he gives birth. This is the moment nature takes the mom or dad question, folds it into a tiny paper boat, and throws it into the sea. Because the seahorse dad is not just babysitting. He is the baby apartment. For a few weeks, the babies grow inside his pouch. Then when they are ready, he pushes out tiny seahorses into the water. And after that, those baby seahorses mostly have to fend for themselves, which feels rude until you remember that hundreds of them may be born at once. Seahorse parenting is basically, I carried you in my body. Now please become independent immediately. Then there are frogs. Some poison frog parents lay eggs on land. But tadpoles need water. This creates a very obvious problem. The baby is a water baby. The baby is not in water. Bad design. So in some poison frogs, a parent carries tadpoles on its back and moves them to little pools. Imagine a tiny frog walking through the forest with babies stuck to its back like wet jelly passengers. No stroller, no car seat, just frog taxi. Tiny wet frog taxi. So, maybe frog dad wins. Or frog mom. Or whichever parent is doing the tadpole bus route in that species. This is the point. Nature is not trying to make one parent the winner. Nature makes jobs. Different babies need different jobs. A mammal baby may need milk. A bird chick may need 2 exhausted bug drivers. A penguin egg may need warm feet. A seahorse baby may need dad's belly pouch. A tadpole may need a backpack ride to water. And some animals do almost no parenting at all. Many fish, insects, reptiles, and other animals make lots of eggs or babies, then leave. Not because they are evil, because that is their strategy. If you make many tiny babies and the world is dangerous, sometimes the plan is numbers. Lots of numbers. Nature says, here are 1,000 babies. Statistically, good luck. This is not warm, but it can work. It is the opposite of the penguin plan. Penguins make 1 egg and panic carefully. Some animals make a giant pile of eggs and hope math has a good day. Both strategies can exist because nature is not trying to be emotionally tidy. Nature is trying to keep enough babies alive for the next generation. Human babies are different. Human babies are not ready. At all. A newborn human cannot run, hunt, climb, speak, read instructions, or hold its own head with confidence. It mostly arrives as a tiny alarm system wrapped in skin. It cries. It sleeps. It eats. It makes mysterious smells. It looks at adults like, you people seem responsible. Fix everything. And humans take years to grow. Not days. Not weeks. Years. So human children often need more than one person. They may need mom. They may need dad. They may need grandparents, siblings, aunties, uncles, cousins, teachers, neighbors, and one very tired adult looking for the tiny sock that somehow vanished from a foot that cannot walk. Humans are team care animals. That does not mean every family looks the same. Some kids live with mom. Some live with dad. Some live with grandparents. Some have adoptive parents. Some have step-parents. Some have one main person who does the work of 5 people and still remembers the lunchbox. Biology can tell us what bodies, babies, and environments make easier or harder. It cannot look at your family and say who loves you more. Love is not a penguin egg. You cannot balance it on your feet and measure the temperature. But care leaves clues. Who comes when you cry? Who feeds you? Who keeps you warm? Who protects you? Who teaches you? Who stays when you are small, loud, sticky, scared, sleepy, hungry, and somehow missing one shoe? That is the real answer nature gives. Not mom always, not dad always, not one simple winner. The parent who loves is the one who keeps showing up. And sometimes, the biggest love is not a word. It is a warm wing, a pouch, a back ride, a bug in a beak, a hand in the dark, or one exhausted person saying, I am here.